everyone, it's just Shawnee, and today we're going to be watching TikTok scary stories. Don't forget to check out the merch. Look at that. It's just coordinating real good with my hair in the autumn. Love it. Hit that subscribe, hit that like, leave comments, and I appreciate you guys so much. Let's go.
Can you imagine babysitting a kid and realizing that he's possessed? I'm not gonna lie, this feels like a good scary movie I would watch, but being that it happened to somebody in real life, no thank you. Mariana says that when she was younger, she would babysit a lot of kids in the neighborhood in order to make some extra money. And as time would go on, those families that she would babysit for would recommend her to other people that they knew. So one day, one of the parents that she would regularly babysit for came to her and said that one of her friends really needed someone to take care of her son overnight because they were gonna go to a wedding. And of course she said yes, because obviously she's trying to make this extra cash, and she showed up to their house on the day that they told her to. When she showed up to the house, the mom introduced her to her son and explained to her that he is a really calm kid, that he wouldn't be giving her any problems. They then went over the times of like when the kid had to do his homework, the time that he could watch TV, go take a shower, and his bedtime, of course. They explained to her that they were just gonna go to a wedding and that they didn't know if they were gonna come either like at midnight or like at 4 or 5 in the morning, which is why they wanted her to stay the night. They also gave her their phone number in case anything happened, and they left. And she was alone with the boy. There was no other kid, it was just them two. Oh, and the dog. Everything went fine and everything was normal until it was time for the kid to go to sleep. She said that she put him to bed, closed the door, and she went to the living room because she wasn't sleepy, so she decided to read a book. She mentions that the dog's bed was also in the living room, but after a little while, the dog started walking towards the kid's bedroom door and started barking like crazy. She noticed how the dog wouldn't get super close to the door, almost like it was scared of something. And that worried her because she's like, what if somebody came in through the window? What if, like, who's in that bedroom? Because that dog wouldn't be barking at the kid. So she decided to go to the bedroom and see what was going on. She knocked on the bedroom door twice, but the kid never responded. But it was in that moment where she heard an adult male's voice coming from inside the bedroom. And again, the dog was still barking while all this was happening. She immediately opens that bedroom door and she sees the little boy from the back. I would close that door and be on my way. So she walks into the room. The kid is sitting at the edge of his bed with his back facing her. She said that he was like saying random words, but that's not what scared her. What left her traumatized was that the voice, the deep male voice, was coming from that little boy. It wasn't the voice that she had heard earlier that day. The male voice that she had heard through the door was coming from him. She says that she got a little bit closer because she needed to confirm what she was seeing and hearing. She got in his face and the boy was not looking at her, but the deep male voice was indeed coming from the little boy. At that point, she was calling him by his name just to see if he would react and maybe he was sleepwalking, like just to wake him up. But the kid continued to talk until he looked her way and just stopped talking altogether. Oh my god. She said it was in that moment where he stood up from his bed and reached out to her, almost like just trying to touch her shoulder. He began to walk towards her and again talk in that deep male voice. She ran straight out of that room and got the phone and started calling his parents, but they weren't answering her phone calls. She said that even the dog ran with her and hid underneath the couch. She said that as soon as that happened, she's still trying to call the parents, and the kid comes out of his bedroom crying. This time with his normal voice. This time she gets close to him and asks him if he's okay, and the little boy responded to her that it happened again and that he's really scared. She started hugging him and asking him what was it that happened again, and the little boy responded, "It's my grandpa." He kept saying other words, but because he was crying, she couldn't understand what he was saying. She said that after a while she did manage to calm him down, and the dog did come out from underneath that couch to come and comfort him as well. She says that the boy tells her that this hadn't happened to him in a long time. He tells her that his grandfather, who had passed away, would get inside of him, that his grandfather was evil and that he is so scared of him. The little boy was terrified, and she just managed to ask him if his parents knew about this. The little boy said yes, and that the parents had already brought a priest to bless him. The kid also tells her that they blessed the house as well. After a few minutes, the parents finally called her back and she explained everything that happened. And she says that they immediately hung up and showed up to their house right away. They were both hugging their son and at the same time telling her how sorry they were that this happened. The parents had confirmed everything that little boy had told her. She said that the mom told her that in his last years of living, the grandfather got together with this lady that everybody knew was a bad witch. They were even sure that his death was provoked by this lady, and how he definitely did not die in peace. They have no idea why he had chosen their son to manifest it. She explains how terrified she was of this situation, but said goodbye to the family and went about her way. She says that she had never heard back from that family, but honestly, she's not mad about it because she didn't want to go there again. Nobody hired me as a babysitter. There'd be no way that I would stay in that house. At the very least, I would have ran to my car, locked the doors, and called the parents. Judge me all you want, but what would you do? I would still watch this movie though. Somebody do this.
Girl, I'm in the same boat with you, because ain't no freaking way. Ain't no way. You a grown man now. You already proved it. You good by yourself. I'm out. I'm out of here, because ain't no way. Girl, bye. Ain't no way that I was going in that room. Girl, I would have ran to the car and got some holy water, some anointed oil. If I didn't have none with me, I would have ran to that kitchen, found some olive oil, and made it happen, make it work. Because what is going on? I am not going in that room. You pouring salt, right? You get some oil, anointed oil, right? What are you doing? I'm not going in the room. She said, went in the room. Walk closer to the little boy. Got in his face. Girl. When the dogs say, I ain't freaking with this, I don't like this, that's enough. That's enough right there. Talking about his grandfather possesses him? Yeah, no, I'm just like, this is a setup, because ain't no way. What are you doing? I guess the parents was like, well, we need some time away from this. We're tired. We need a break. We need a little break. We feel safe. We got a priest and everything. Cause girl, what? You need a cleanse. You need everything else. You need to keep on going. We need to put up some borders. We need to do stuff. Do more. That wasn't enough, honey. You need to keep on praying, keep on anointing, keep on cleansing. Cause clearly I'll miss some corners somewhere. Cause girl, bye. I would have been right there with you out of that house. Cause and then she gonna hug the little boy afterwards. I'm not touching you. I'm gonna have a broomstick stop. Don't come any closer. What are you doing? Don't touch me. You wild it out. You wild it out. Nope.
Hi friends, so you guys seem to really be interested in the ghost stories that I have to tell, and my friend actually just recently reminded me of this one that I have to tell, so let's get into it. So me and this friend were babysitting her nephew, her sister's son, obviously that's what nephew means, and we were babysitting him at her sister's apartment at the time. So the boy that we were watching, I think he was 1.5 or close to 2 at the time, or maybe he was 2 or something like that, but he was old enough to recognize people, laugh at people when they're being funny, stuff like that. So that night that we were babysitting him, we put him to bed, and then me and my friend were just hanging out in the living room when we heard one of his toys going off. And when we went to investigate, we saw that it was one of the toys that was literally all the way across the room. He was in his crib, and that toy was all the way across the room, bumfuck nowhere in his room, and it was going off. And the little baby in his crib was literally laughing and talking to somebody, something, saying hello and hi to something in his little baby voice. No. Me and my friend, we were young, and neither one of us wanted to go in and get the baby out, because we were like, what the fuck is in there? We're gonna die too. What the fuck is in there? But eventually, my friend got up the courage to flick the light on really fast, run in, grab him, and run back out. And then we had a slumber party in the living room for the night. I remember that. A lot of other weird things have actually happened to me around this friend, because spiritual things do follow her as well. I remember one time we were at her parents' house riding horses, or we were getting ready to go ride the horses, but I ended up having to go pee. So we pulled the horses up to her parents' front door, and she held them while I went inside to go pee. Mind you, we are the only ones home. Her parents are gone. We weren't even supposed to be riding horses with nobody home, because that's fucking dangerous. But anyways, I digress. I went inside. Nobody else is in this fucking house, okay? And I heard the keys clicking on a fucking keyboard in the living room, which I had to walk straight by to get to the bathroom. And when I peeked in, I saw nothing. And the only thing that I did see, actually, is the keyboard was underneath piles and piles and piles of shit. So there's no way that anybody could be clicking those fucking keyboards, even if anybody was inside the house. So, yeah. Yeah, I don't have an explanation for that one either.
Girl, what is up with these babysitting? What I tell y'all about these kids? Why y'all keep on having them? Why you keep on? She's talking about, girl, what we gonna do? Who I'm gonna get the baby? That's your nephew. That's your bloodline. You go get the. I ain't gonna. I'm just here, girl. In fact, I'm about to leave. See you later. Let me know how this goes down. Like after that, girl, bye. If you have a lot of curses with this one person, me as a scaredy cat, I wouldn't be hanging out with that friend anymore. Like, oh, we gotta set boundaries. We can be friends over the phone, over FaceTime, Snapchat. You know, oh, not FaceTime, Duo. You know, or is it Meet now? What is it? Google keep on changing their video app, whatever. But we're no longer friends in person. We're friends from a distance. Cause no, I'm not doing this with you. Every time I'm with you, something's happening. Like riding horses when no one's there. We're doing stuff where we're not supposed to. And keyboard typing. And the keyboard is nowhere in sight. Like it's under. Nope, stop it. Girl, I would have been like, girl, you know I'm country. I'm gonna just go to the woods. I'm gonna just, you know, it's okay. I'm gonna get me. In fact, let me find a napkin. Let me just do that. Cause what? Not doing that. We're not walking in the house. Like, girl, bye. Girl, bye. Let me take a horse with me. Cause if anything's over here, this horse is going to protect me. Kick whatever it is, honey. Cause nope, not doing that. Stop it. Stop.
If you are going to listen to the story, make sure that it is daytime and you are not alone. This guy named Mike emailed me his story about his sleep paralysis and what happened afterwards, and it is chilling. Mike and his girlfriend live in this apartment, and every time they go to sleep, they hear this humming sound. He said that it was a humming sound of a woman. It sounded like singing, but they couldn't actually hear the words of the song. Him and his girlfriend were both hearing it, and it was freaking out his girlfriend a lot, and she thought that it was something supernatural. But Mike was always dismissive and like, no, it's not supernatural. There's obviously somebody singing somewhere in our apartment building. But this was happening at like 2 a.m. and it was like a singing that would get a little bit louder and louder, and they were both hearing it, and it sounded like it was coming from the vents. It was a specific vent by their window, by the way, so they would never hear anything else. They would never hear people talking during the day. They would never hear anything else in their apartment building except for at night they would hear this woman singing. One day, Mike and his girlfriend are sitting in their apartment, and Mike is asleep, and his girlfriend is doing work and sitting down in their room. It was a studio apartment. All of a sudden, Kylie, his girlfriend, starts hearing him make this really weird sound. It sounds like he's trying to make out words, but he's not actually saying anything. She then hears her name kind of like muffled by him. He's saying Kylie, 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 just like that. So she runs over to him and she's like, are you okay? Are you okay? And he's very vaguely saying, get her off me, get her off me, get her off me. But it looks like Mike can't move, and Kylie is so confused by this, so she starts shaking him, and she's like, what is going on? He finally gets up, and he kind of starts laughing, and he's like, the scariest thing just happened to me. Like, that was terrifying. I couldn't move. So Kylie goes, what is it? And he was like, I was just laying down, and there was this woman standing over me with her mouth gaped wide open, and she was just screaming. She was standing over my body, but like in a way where she was like holding me down. I literally could not move at all, which was this was obviously sleep paralysis. So she's like, oh my gosh, that's really scary. Like, everything's okay. You're okay now. You're awake now. You're going to be fine. Kylie goes to walk away. She goes and sits back at her desk, and all of a sudden Mike is like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. She looks over, and Mike's nose is bleeding like crazy, and we're talking like blood coming out profusely. So she gets him a napkin, and everything's okay. The nosebleed goes away after like 5 minutes. Later on that night though, Kylie has a dream, like a really scary dream. She wakes up and she has sleep paralysis, and the same exact thing happens to her. He said this was very recently, and that every night they still hear that humming and singing sound, and they have no idea what to do. They are so freaked out. They wanted to remain anonymous, but they are going to be looking at the comments. So if you guys have any suggestions of what you think that this is or what they can do about it, please drop it in the comments for them. My name is Kaisa. I tell scary stories every night. If you like that, hit that follow button, and I will see you in the next one. Have a spooky night.
Look. You're scared out your mind that sleep paralysis happens. First time ever experience it. You waking up laughing? No. See, I have her. I don't know if you've seen her a lot. We've seen her in the last video twice. Because she brings the heat. These stories are like, what, girl? Bye. You know, we've all had sleep paralysis. I think everyone who's watched this has had it. You know, comment below if you've had if you've experienced sleep paralysis. I literally almost drifted off into sleep paralysis yesterday. I was taking a nap, a morning nap, and literally I was on my side, and it was like I was on my side but kind of still on my back. It was like I was counter quarter, so I could, when I felt like myself was going into it, I literally just, fell a little bit, fell onto my side and woke myself up like, girl, bye. I was like, oh no, you're not doing it. You're not getting me. I hate sleep paralysis, hate it. And people were just like, just go with it. Just go with it. That's when you can, project. And I'm just like, I don't want to do that. Yeah, and theory, yeah, but the experience of sleep paralysis, if you felt it, it's just not fun. It's not fun. So I can't even imagine that, what he was going through. The woman was over him with them. Oh, girl, I can't even think about it. I can't even spit it out because I'm so scared just imagining it in my head. Like, girl, bye. Because if somebody's shaking, calling your name, like trying to wake them up, bro. Wake them up. Girl. That's why I tell everyone that I know, everyone in my family, if you see me sleeping, and it looks like I'm trying to get up, I'm struggling, wake me up. Wake me up. Because I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it, girl. Gosh. And then it just transferred on to her. I don't know. I would be scared to sleep. I don't know what that humming was. It probably was that woman. I don't know. That's, Do a cleanse, pray. That's my advice. Do a cleanse and pray. Do your setups, your precautions. Have the AC on. Don't sleep in the heat. Don't sleep on your back. Well, don't sleep on your stomach. Don't sleep where there's anything like your neck, your chins restricting your airway. Don't sleep with that. Like, it's just, I've prepared so much, sleeping on the edge of the bed just to make sure I don't have sleep paralysis, go through sleep paralysis. But that's wild, friend. Nah. I tell you, she bring the heat. Go follow all these creators. Make sure you like this video and subscribe.